A very, very, very good morning to you. Karibu sana to another edition of Hello Day. My name is Shiko Kaittany, taking over from Hilda Wadidi, and of course, Color Me Val on this fantastic Monday morning. We sure hope that you enjoyed your weekend. Well, that SMS number is still the same. It is 22162. If you'd like to interact with us today and every other day, we definitely do value your feedback right here on The Breakfast Show. And of course, please begin your text message with YM254. And don't forget to tell us where you are watching from. We hope that you have been enjoying our ongoing discussions so far. I love Kalami Val's Man Crush Monday session today about the World Cup. Is it going to be Bay or Ball? Gentlemen, come on. This one should go without saying. It has to be Bay first. But anyway, that's for you to decide, and of course to share with us. Keep interacting with us through our social media platforms, which are definitely popping. We are YM254 TV on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Y254 channel on Twitter. That being said, of course, it is Monday, and on Hello Day, we always get into current affairs. Now, with the ongoing discussion about safety in schools following the rape case in Moi Girls School, the big question here is, are we proactive or are we reactive as a society? And of course, the debate has been going on about structures that need to be put into place, but we want to actually find out what exactly can we do about preventing this and teaching children about how to stay safe from sexual violence. And so today, as an extension to that discussion, we discuss personal safety and how we can prevent sexual abuse through education. Now, joining me today, I'm very glad to have counseling psychologist Sandra Githaiga to tell us more. Karibu.
Thank you, Shiko.
Yes, so first TV interview.
Yes, Yay! It is.
Welcome to Y254.
Thank you.
Okay, so I really want to get your thoughts first of all on how the story came out and how it was broke. Did you feel that there was some missing, aspects towards that story, the Moi Girls case story?
I think for me, maybe let me take you a step back. So I have had a lot of experience working with sexual violence.
Yeah.
I've been in the sexual violence field for the past 10 years as a humanitarian worker. And for me, even looking back at the Moi Girls rape incident, I would like to think more in terms of what can be done preventatively to prevent something like this to occur in the future. And in terms of that also, what strategies can be put in place if in any case there is an event of a sexual violence occurring in a school or even anywhere else where children are in place there.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you feel were actually the loopholes?
I would say I don't want to go so much technically into the loopholes because I wasn't there. But I would say more kind of like a response, like where does the child go to? Who is the safe adult they can identify with? How would teachers respond when a child approaches them that they have been sexually violated? Which hospital can they go to? And so more practical aspects of what happens, what would be the steps to follow after there's a sexual assault that has taken place.
Okay, but did you feel that, by the way, we really aren't prepared for this?
Yeah, we're not prepared. Yes, definitely. There's more reactive approach versus a preventative and a proactive approach. And a lot of the evidence-based research is showing that if we are more proactive and if we are teaching children about safety, it can be a deterrent to sexual violence.
Okay, and this is now where the question comes in. How so? Because you feel, of course, there's a huge debate about, oh my gosh, we should have more security at the gates, we should have this, we should have that. But for you actually feel that, by the way, actually talking and teaching children about sexual violence will make a difference.
Yes, I strongly believe that. And also a lot of research goes along with that. So what we've done is in the past, when I've worked in contexts where we educate the children about personal safety, you empower them to know that some of these experiences, they should not be having them, that it's wrong. What do they do when they encounter something like this? And the children become empowered because sexual violence is something that is very underreported because of the stigma that goes along with it. The children have feelings of guilt, of shame, of fear in terms of will the adults, my adults believe save me? Will the perpetrator do the things they said that they would do to my family, myself? So there's a lot of aspects that goes with it. And once we empower children, it becomes a deterrent.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you really mean by personal safety? Maybe you can give a description about that.
Okay. So basically, personal safety means being able to, for a child to know that that they can be safe in all contexts when it comes to their body and things that may happen to their body. So how do we prevent them from being victimized in terms of sexual violence?
Okay. All right. And when we talk about education, is there specific classes or trainings that you feel that children need to be taken through? Is there like a structure in place in terms of personal safety?
So I'll say when I was in primary school or nursery school, I never had them.
Yes.
I never sat through a class that taught me about personal safety. Though when I interact with friends who have children right now, like for instance, who are 3 or 4 in kindergarten, they do tell me that their kids have been taught about personal safety in schools.
Okay.
So it's something that should be, I think, first of all, it's something parents should do with their children and not leave it to teachers. Teachers can be there to reiterate the information, but this is something that parents should be the first ones to do it.
Yes, because there's that blame game about who is to blame. Is it the teachers? Because even for us, it was kind of weird having this kind of a discussion with your parents. So they were more like, okay, whatever, they learn it in class 5, class 6 or 7 or whatever, it'll be part of the curriculum. But then, woe unto us, it's actually not there. Maybe there is sex ed, but then personal safety is not part of the discussion. No,
it's not part of the discussion. And if I remember back to when I was in primary school in standard 5, we were taught more about the reproductive system.
Exactly.
And that was where it ended.
Not what to do with the reproductive organ.
It reached as far as what are the reproductive organs, and not going into detail of how do you keep yourself safe in instances when something has happened. So looking at what you can teach children about when we talk about personal safety, the first thing is teaching them about their body. Okay, for them to be able to name parts of their body. So, and a lot of the times parents will tell me, oh, the kids are too young, they may not understand. It's a scary discussion to have with your kids because it makes you feel uncomfortable. And that's absolutely the case, right? And I mean, for me, we have the popular nursery rhyme. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. So once you're teaching your child about the different parts of their bodies, you should be able to start identifying for them that this is what this is called. These are my hands, these are my feet, these are my breasts, things like that. And then also linking that to your body is yours. Nobody has a right to touch your body without your consent. And then from there is also establishing an aspect of consent with children. So teaching a child that it's okay to say no. Okay? And when we look at children in general, we're taught to be obedient and always say yes. And they feel like if there's an opportunity, if they say no, then they're not obedient. But sometimes it's important that parents allow their children to say no, because this is a small aspect of teaching them consent.
By the way, that is so true. I mean, just the act of them knowing that it's wrong would definitely save them. I didn't even know that this term was actually there, Sandra, but excuse some of us. But I didn't know it was classified as this. And this is the art of grooming. And listen to this. Grooming is the process used by abusers with sexual interest in children to manipulate, coerce, and prepare a child for sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, or trafficking. I didn't even know it was called grooming. So when you give a child a sweet, when you call them pet names, when you all that kind of stuff.
And I mean, you can call it grooming. That's the technical word. But for us in lay terms, we want to call it. These are things we call as bribes. And perpetrators use bribes a lot to kind of get the children to follow them, to kind of win their trust. And they will use bribes, threats, and things like this. So that they can get the child to buy into into what they would be asking them to go along with.
And you know, okay, I don't know, maybe you can give me your opinion on this. There's always that whole, you know, there's the debate about, you know, how teenagers or just young adults can be, that sometimes, you know, it'll always be classified as a rape situation, but then the kind of times we're living in, the young girls, the young boys of today are quite promiscuous.
Yeah.
But, you know, having you said that, you know, about, by the way, children actually don't know, or people don't think it's wrong when you're young if someone's touching you inappropriately. Yeah, what do you think about that?
So there's definitely one of the things that I go over with children when I have psychoeducation sessions with them is good and bad touch. So for them to get an understanding of what is good touch and what is bad touch. So, and this is also culturally appropriate, right? Is what you find. So bad touch is very centralized to 4 specific areas. So someone touching either the lips, in between the thighs, the breast area and the buttocks area. So that is bad touch, and we let children know that if this happens, you can actually, there's something that they can be a response to if you encounter such sexual contact that you did not consent to. Okay. So, so what we would do is to inform a child that if that happens to you, the best is to go to an adult that you feel safe.
Yeah.
And a safe adult is someone who is available, someone who is willing to listen, and who can get help for the child. So often a child is asked to identify 2 safe adults in their current situation, who that they can go to when they experience this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.